So, whoa! Freeze-dried, ready-to-eat space food. Wow.
Aloha and welcome back again. In this episode we're gonna go to the highest point of Hawaii, Mauna Kea.
I think some massive crash here happened here or something. I think so. Yeah, wow. Oh, moly. Wow, the guy was just flipped over. Jeepers. Well, that one is completely totaled. I don't think that there was an ambulance there. Maybe it's already left, I don't know. Yeah, I really must say that driving in the US, it really feels like this is more of an option. You know, accidents can happen more here, it feels like it. They just drive crazier here than back home. I don't know what it is about it, but the rules here are just a bit more relaxed and not so structured as back home. That leaves room for these things, for those errors for some reason. And you would think that a country that is really, you know, that works with cars the entire time basically, should have better drivers. But for some reason, it still tends to happen more, I guess, than maybe back home. So, yeah, it's interesting. So right now I'm on my way to Mauna Kea, which is technically the tallest mountain in the world if you measure it from the base, which is mostly in the ocean. But it is technically twice as big as the Everest. And I'm going now to the visitor center, because to the actual top you need a 4x4, which I don't have, or you can book a tour, but I don't have that either. You can also hike it. Hiking, I think it takes 8 hours, it says on the website, so you literally have to start from the opening hour and then make your way up. It's like 5 hours up, 3 hours down. It must be pretty brutal because you're pretty high up in altitude, so yeah, if you never do these things, you're definitely gonna, you know, have a lot of you're gonna have a hard time probably. The interesting thing about this is that, you know, when I went to Haleakala on Maui, you go zigzaggy up the way all the way to the mountaintop, right? It's like a clear, you know, clear climb up to the top. You really feel like you're going up. Here, it's kind of weird because this is the road from Kona to Hilo, and it's literally just next to that road. And in the meantime that you're going there, you are climbing a lot. And you don't really notice this. You don't notice that you are actually climbing in altitude while you're just driving casually to the other side of the island. So when I was driving here the other day to get to Hilo, I felt my, you know, head and my my ears and everything. And I was like, am I this high? Like really? It feels like I'm not high at all. So that's kind of it's interesting. I think I've never experienced like such an easy ascent or something, that you feel your ears popping, because it just feels like a regular road. So here we are at Mauna Kea, the visitor center. I'm just gonna go here. So if you want to continue to the top, you have to have a 4x4, like I said. So you start there, and you see these cars over there, all the way that way. It's a very steep ascent, that's why you need a 4x4. And I think it's around 4,000 meters high. We are now around 3,000 meters, I think. I just checked, I downloaded this app, and I think it said just below 3,000 meters. So let's open the app. Yeah, so 2,800 meters high. So as I remember correctly, Haleakala was 3,000 I think on Maui. So we're 200 meters short of Haleakala. Pretty cool. And it's pretty chilly here also. I mean, that's obviously, but you know, that's why we have a jacket. So if you want, you could do this. This is where we are now. You could drive all the way up to here. Or if you are crazy enough, you can even hike all the way up here. Yeah. It's of course, if you are a hiker, you know, have good health, you can do that. But I would not do that. And we also have other walks, I think, around. You have like a, I think you can go up to that little top over there, and you can walk around here. So I'm just gonna, you know, take it easy, have a look around.
Mauna Kea is 4,200 meters tall and just 38 meters taller than Mauna Loa, even though Mauna Loa is considered the tallest mountain in the world, measuring from the sea floor, which is twice as big as Mount Everest. But Mauna Kea is still the tallest mountain on Hawaii. I don't really know how this works, but it is what it is. Mauna Kea is one of 5 volcanoes that make up the entirety of Big Island. The other ones are Kohala, Hualalai, Kilauea, Mauna Loa, and then Mauna Kea. Its last eruption was roughly 46,000 years ago, and therefore it is considered dormant/dead, but they still expect it to erupt at some point again. On the top of Mauna Kea we can find 13 telescopes. The first one was built in the 1970s, and it's considered one of the most important locations for space exploration. Nevertheless, the local Hawaiians were not that happy with the telescopes because every mountaintop or volcano is considered sacred ground because it's the closest to the heavens. And they also fear that local wildlife will suffer from the presence of the telescopes. When you go to Maui or Big Island, you will notice the lack of light during the night. This is to protect against light pollution for both observatories on both islands.
Right, so we're gonna go a little walkabout in the Silverwood area. So this is a very specific plant which I already saw on Maui, but I actually didn't really capture that on film actually, I think. So there's a specific nature reserve for those plants. So I'm just gonna have a little hike around, see what it's all about, and enjoy the beautiful view. It's a sunny day, so that's what I read a lot of information in the meantime. And apparently this is such a good observation point because it's 300 days of clear skies, because the clouds, they accumulate below this level because of a weather phenomena. Didn't really understand or remember what it was, but basically a weather phenomena creates this situation that below it is cold, but up here there's again warmer air, which prevents clouds from accumulating basically, or just that clouds come here, and that's why there's always a clear sky here. Kind of interesting. So this mountaintop is also a very holy site for the native Hawaiians. They have a lot of shrines everywhere, and here we have an example of that. So it's most of the time in this square shape of lava rocks on top of each other, and I don't know what is exactly in the middle of this, but it's a specifically carved, it looks maybe like a chief's head or something, I'm not really sure. And of course they put here some offerings and they do some ceremonies here. So obviously when you are near those, you're not supposed to touch them or do anything with them, obviously. But yeah, this entire mountain is one big religious site also. There are many off-limit locations. One of them is that they would carve tools out of rocks here, which is, they have like a special quarry here for a very specific kind of yeah, tool that they, rock that they could use. I think it was basalt or something. Don't remember exactly. And that quarry is also off limits because they would like have like an entire ceremony coming here before they start working on those well, tools and everything and carvings, and there was very specific craftsmen doing that. So it's really remarkable how much they could do, you know, back in that time. So this is the famous silver wood. You can understand why it's called silver, because, well, it shines like it is. And they have been fully adapted to the environment here. And apparently they have the shape and this color and everything to attract as much sunlight and moisture and everything to be able to survive here. But I think this is literally the only one here. Not seen anything else except that one. So you can understand how rare they are.
Silver swords are highly endangered endemic plants of Hawaii. We got the one on Mauna Kea and also the one on Haleakala. They are well known for its rapid evolution. For example, the leaves are uniquely adapted for storing water as a gel inside of its cells, where normally would be air, which protects it from freezing.
Oh, let's go for a little hike up that point over there to have a beautiful view. I think you could go to that one or to this one. Maybe that one maybe. But yeah, this one for sure. Then another one there. So then we can definitely have a good view of the clouds and the valley basically below us. So let's do that. Whoa! Jeepers creepers. We're so high now. Whew. Wow. Whew. Oh, look at that. There's a crater over there and all kinds of hills. I remember that when I came here. That you go for those, past those hills. Wow. And there are more. That's volcano Mauna Loa. That is the other side. I was there on the other side in Kilea. Yeah, Kilea. This is a magical view, this. My god. It's weird because when you're there, you don't realize that this is such, I don't know, for me, it's such a random thing actually, this. Like I said before, like it doesn't feel like this is here or something. It doesn't feel like you're so high. But apparently we are. I don't know which one that one is, but I'm not sure about that one. Well, oh well. Yeah, it's amazing. And all the clouds. Wow. Absolutely beautiful. So I got some souvenirs down in the visitor center, of course, as always. And they also had something called astronaut food, or basically astronaut's sandwich. It's Napolitan ice cream sandwich. freeze-dried, ready-to-eat space food. It is officially Space Foundation Space Certification Technology. So it's the same technology. Don't know if it's exactly what they eat there, probably not. But it's pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'm gonna try it out. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. So it's wrapped in this paper or something. And yeah, you can see it's a bit broken already. But let's see, let's take a bite of this thing. Also should not lose the package, of course, because environment. Okay, let's take a piece. I'll just take a bite. It's actually not that bad. It's not super sweet. It's obviously super dry. Actually quite nice, quite nice. Yeah, it's approved. Normally things are very sweet in the US. Yeah, this is just good enough. Also for the money, I think this was literally, I think it was $7 or $8 or something in between there for one thing. So yeah, it must be good then, hopefully. But yeah, it's good, decent. So I've been enjoying the view here a little bit. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. It's amazing actually how big this island is, you know. Well, it's called Big Island, but it's when you think of an island, you never really, you know, think of it really being big always. You always envision like small places. But yeah, you would not really say that you're on an island right now because you're just seeing the valley now. The clouds just go on all the way that way. So I think that these little, well, dents in the ground, as you can call them, or just like craters, I think, I'm not sure, maybe they were part of the volcano eruptions and stuff, and they were maybe also exit points or something. And they just collapsed in on itself, and that's why you have a crater, because I don't think this is an actual meteor thing or something. I'm assuming this is because I think those hills that are still have a top, they just didn't collapse, but I think that this one here maybe just collapsed on its own, or it was already like this. It was maybe an exit point for the lava and it just stayed like this. But those over there in the background, they all look like they have been, like they sagged, you know, like they imploded on themselves a little bit. And there in the distance we have another couple ones. So yeah, could be. I'm not a geologist or something, but could be the case. Well, this is definitely a beautiful viewing point, and also the serenity and the calmness of everything, right? It's just it's insanely calm around here, and man, that's interesting because this mountain has the most telescopes in the world together. I think there were like 12 of them or something I saw. Because the conditions here are so, you know, uniquely perfect. The reasons being is that the atmosphere is thin. There's not a lot of moist that can obstruct the clarity of the images coming through. There is always, it's always sunny here. It's like 300 days of no clouds. So that's also helpful, of course. And there is no light pollution anywhere around us because we're in the middle of the Pacific and this island doesn't have a major city. So that's also a big plus. So many of those factors make this one of the best locations to do it, and also the accessibility. So all those factors make this one of the perfect places to do these researches. And many of the findings have been named after Hawaiian words. So, like for example, this there was this big meteorite a couple of years ago. I think it was Oumumu or something. I don't know. I will put the picture here. But this was this very elongated meteor thing. That was the first from outer galaxy object that came into our solar system. It was the first object out of our own solar system. So it passed through in I think it was 11 days, it said, very quickly. And it was a very big mystery, of course, but it was our first sort of alien visit, in the sense that it was not from our own solar system. And this was named after an Hawaiian word, basically, because it was mostly discovered, or mainly discovered, by those telescopes here. So yeah, the more you know. So, whoa. So yeah, if you see any discoveries on the television, just acting like nothing happened, then you know it's probably an Hawaiian name. Alright, let's get back down again. Woohoo. So right now it's super busy because of the sunset, of course. So look at all the jeeps. All going up the top. So yeah, the sunset line, but I'm going down again. So just when we were up there, we could see this. This is that big crater that I could see. And apparently you can get there, so let's go in here. Let's go into the crater, up to the crater, have a look. So yeah, it's very interesting. It's also for free actually, the entrance. That's cool. Of course you can go stargazing up here, which is very cool. Anywhere on this island there are a lot of stars that you can see from any point. And that's actually quite an interesting thing, because how did Polynesians end up in Hawaii? Because yeah, they came more or less from the Asian side, moved their way towards New Zealand, for example, and those islands in between. But Hawaii, it's quite a distance. Technically the US is closer by Hawaii than Polynesia or New Zealand or something. So Polynesians, they mastered the art of navigation by stars, by currents of the oceans, and by even the swells and stuff, movement of the waves and all these other things. So yeah, during the cloudy moments they could still know where they are based on oceans, movements and currents. And apparently the skilled navigators would learn up to 200 or more stars from their minds, and they would know, because the stars always at the same place in the sky. So he would know at that moment where they would be depending on the position of the star. So if in the morning the star was at a particular point, then he knew that in the evening it should be there, and then based on this they knew in which direction they were. Very ingenious people, really. I mean, imagine being in the Pacific Ocean with nothing around you than water, and you can still find your way without technology like we have today. Then you are really smart and developed people, and I think that even the European navigators could really learn something from them back in the day. So all those things you can learn in this visitor center. Very interesting stuff. I already knew about this because I saw once a documentary about the fact that they found one of the few people, Polynesians, that could still navigate as they would do back in the day, and that still knew the stars, because it was basically an oral tradition that they would tell to the next generation, and not many are left, of course, that do that. So I think it was in the 70s or something, they built a boat as they would have in that time, they would go, I think it was from Micronesia or something, or even from Taiwan, I think. But they did a triangle. So they went from New Zealand to Hawaii, I think Micronesia, Taiwan, and back to New Zealand, sort of. That triangle was the navigation triangle of the Pacific Ocean. And they did it. They managed to get everywhere they needed to go with that easy boat and with their navigation skills. So they proved it was possible. It's astounding, right? Astounding. That's, I mean, it's not like a volcano, but it's still pretty big for a crater. And I think there's a shrine down there. If you look very closely, there is, down there is like a sort of, next to the tree sort of. At the bottom you can see like a square, and inside is probably one of these shrines, basically, sort of like a shrine. And I think up there too, I think there's another person there, and I think he is, I don't know, he's doing something like a ceremony or something, I don't know. So I'm on top of the rim, on one side of the rim, and you really get the scale of how big this is. Jeepers.
Mauna Kea is a shield volcano, which is different than the previous Kilauea volcano. And in this case you would see a lot of cinder cones and lava domes instead of the traditional one hole in the ground kind of volcano. These cones and domes are the result of brief eruptions or explosions underground accumulating in these little hills. Another interesting fact about Mauna Kea is that it holds one of the highest lakes in the world, called Waiau. It was created 10,000 years ago by Mother Nature, and every time it snows the water gets replenished. The water itself is considered holy because it is on top of a sacred volcano. It's actually considered to be the belly button of Hawaii because it supposedly connects the seafloor with the heavens and the skies. Therefore, new mothers would come with their umbilical cord from their newborn and lay it down at this little lake, as part of a Hawaiian tradition.
And right now we're descending back into the clouds, as you can see around me. I mean, we are basically in the middle of a cloud now. It's always so funny. You see it from above and of course from below, but now you're in it. Okay, I was just joking before, but no, it's literally day and night now because it's absolutely dark. It's completely dark. Like, I can only see the two cars in front of me and then a little bit further, but it's completely cloud covered. It's complete darkness now. It's really, it's crazy what a difference, you know, from just up there, the massive sunshine, and down here it's just depression basically. Wow. I think I haven't not even seen it so bad yet until now. So many clouds. Well, we will see if it's the entire route, because it's an hour drive back. So I wonder if it's going to be the entire hour like this.
And that was it for this episode. Please let me know, have you already been here? What do you think about it? Would you want to go here now? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching. See you next time.